The Asia and Pasifika eDARE webinar will be held on October 30th, 31st, and November the 1st from 7 to 8:30 p.m. in the Taipei time zone. There will be 3 presenters for each day.
On October 30th, Wei Huang of China will offer a cross-cultural interpretation of the Chinese philosophy of heaven-human harmony with a theology of impurity in the Hebrew Bible. Wei aims to diagnose and heal misunderstandings and to establish communication.
Gerald West of South Africa will then reflect on how the reopening of the economy in South Africa coincided with the reopening of places of worship. Gerald will appeal to the 1985 Kairos document to present his thoughts on the COVID-19 situation.
Alan Samuel Palana of India will then look at both the problems and the hopes shared between faith-based organizations and health services. Alan will argue that faith-based organizations are crucial agents for dealing with COVID-19.
In the place of a traditional benediction, the session will close with a poetic response to the presentations, offered by Mariana Waka of Fiji. Mariana will do the same for the other 2 sessions.
On October 31st, Beverly Haddad of South Africa will compare the responses to the HIV/AIDS pandemic with responses to COVID-19. Whereas HIV was a private pandemic, COVID is a public one, and time will tell if theologies will respond prophetically in ways that save lives and minds.
Building on the works by Susan Sontag, a cultural critic who became famous for her polemics against interpretations of the HIV/AIDS pandemic, Volker Kuster of Germany will reflect on how do we dare to interpret the virus with or without God.
Adje Sadje, currently of the Netherlands, will critique the rapture theology popular among Pentecostal churches. The hope here is that we become more attentive, sensitive, and responsive to global socio-economic political crises.
On November the 1st, Sitembiso Zwane of South Africa will look at how COVID-19 exacerbates the problems of poverty. Faith communities are also affected, but there is space for collaboration between faith communities and the state to help the poor.
Kuzipa Nalwamba, currently in Switzerland, calls for faith actions. COVID-19 exposed the fault lines and hypocrisy that run through our communities. The vulnerabilities of victims invite lament and protest as manifestations of faithful witness to a vulnerable God.
Anthony Reddy of the UK questions why we should want to go back to the old normal. COVID-19 has provided a painful moment of pause to stand back and reflect on the kind of world of which we want to be a part. The depth of inequality of our present world order has been laid bare by COVID-19. We should not go back to the old normal.
The abstracts for these presentations are available at this website, where you will also find directions for registering and participating in the eDARE 2020 webinars.